to order. As required by open meeting law, we are informing you that the town will be video and audio taping as well as broadcasting this meeting. In addition, anyone who intends to video or audio tape this meeting is required to notify the chair. Please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So the first order of business is a public hearing, a petition by Cumberland Farms, Inc. requesting permission to amend the fuel storage license between the town and Cumberland Farms to replace the old underground storage tanks with increased capacity tanks. Julie, will you read the public hearing notice?
Sure. Pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 148, Section 13, the Harwich Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on June 20th, 2016, no earlier than 6:30 p.m. in the Don B. Griffin Meeting Room, 732 Main Street, Harwich, Mass., in reference to the following matter. A petition by Cumberland Farms, Inc. requesting permission to amend the fuel storage license between the town and Cumberland Farms to replace old underground storage tanks with new increased capacity tanks at 574 and 576 Route 28 in Harwichport. Proposed, replaced old tanks with new underground gasoline and diesel storage tanks to redevelop its gas operation and increase total capacity from 24,000 gallons to 40,000 gallons. All abutters and all other interested persons are, do I have to read all that, are invited to attend. For further information, please call the Town Administrator's Office, 508-430-7513, or stop by Town Hall, 732 Main Street, Harwich, where there is more information on file.
Great, thank you, Julie. Just for disclosure purposes, I called the State Ethics Commission and filled out a potential conflict of interest form because Jamie Vieira does some legal work for me. There is no conflict of interest in the state's mind. I did fill out the form and file it with the clerk's office. Jamie?
Okay, thank you. Mr. Chairman, members of the board, my name is Jamie Vieira. I'm an attorney from Dennis, representing Cumberland Farms. To my right, Richard Boyle, Regional Manager?
That's correct.
All right. The application before you is part of the Cumberland Farms redevelopment project that you may be aware of. In short, the existing store that's there would be raised. The former Gibson's package store would be raised as well, and in its place, a newer store, bitter gas canopy, same number of pump stations, and that work is scheduled to begin in October. The last part of the puzzle is seeking this board's approval of an amendment to the underground fuel storage license. The original license issued, I think, in 1979, and it's for 24,000 gallons of gasoline. What is being proposed is a 40,000-gallon request, two 20,000-gallon double-walled tanks with all the safety bells and whistles that the newest technology can provide in terms of their safety, the monitoring, and all of that goes along with it. And there's technical information you have in your packets, and I'm happy to go through some of that if you'd like. I won't bore you with it unless you want to go over any of that stuff. It is an increase in capacity that allows Cumberland Farms to provide three types of unleaded fuel, regular, premium, and the middle stuff, and diesel fuel as well. And that's when you see in the application the difference between, it says 20,000 in gas, and then a separate tank of 12,000 and 8,000 in the other one. Now, I realize there is an increase in capacity. And one of the benefits to that I will submit to you, besides the benefit that comes along with new and improved tanks that have a better protection ability for spills and hazards and groundwater protection, is the additional fuel does diminish significantly the number of trips that the truck has to make to come to the store. And any time that you can reduce the time that the truck is there, it not only prevents hazard and congestion concerns. Anytime there's somebody that gets out of a truck and dispenses gas, and I don't care where that is, if you can eliminate those numbers of trips, I think that's a benefit because that is a decrease in a potential fire hazard. I note the application's been signed off by the fire department. I don't want to speak for them other than I saw the signature that would approve it. And with that, I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any questions from the board? Comments?
I would just like to hear a comment from the fire chief.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman and Attorney Vieira, I agree completely. We worked very hard on this plan. I think it's a terrific plan, and I highly endorse the extra fuel capacity. It's a safety issue. It's a public safety issue. The less times that truck has to come in and out of that lot, the fewer times that they have to dispense gasoline, it's a good idea. Short and simple, great plan. I encourage the board to support Cumberland Farms.
Great. Thank you, Norm. And Angelo?
Would you like me to make a motion?
Any comments from anyone else in the audience?
Close the hearing?
I'm going to close the public hearing. And any motion from the board?
Sure. I would like to move that we approve the request to amend the fuel storage license between the town and Cumberland Farms to replace the old underground storage tanks with new increased capacity tanks as presented in the data of June 20th.
Second it?
Great. It's been moved and seconded to approve the fuel increase. Any comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
We did provide a license as well, so to try to make life a little bit easier for you there. So that's all set.
What's that?
You'll have to sign that at some point, and
Right.
Sandy will let you know.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much. Look forward to the new building.
October.
Okay, next item is approve and sign general obligation bonds in the amount of $3,443,000. Amy?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So the bond sale was held on June 9th, with Cape Cod 5 being the lowest bidder. And we have the $3.443 million. 5 of that is reissues in the amount of $2,093,000, and 4 new issues in the amounts of $1,350,000. And I just need a vote from you to accept, and then you have a lot to sign.
Okay. Any comments? Can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the sale of $3,443,000, 1.15% general obligation bonds, anticipation notes, as just presented, period.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the general obligation bonds in the amount of $3,443,000. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you,
Alrighty.
Amy.
Here I come.
May as well get this last thing out of the way
Pardon
before
me?
we sign, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not a special pen.
Oh.
I just brought extras in case you guys didn't have any.
Selectmen sign here, right?
Yeah.
Angela, I'm going to take up this one last thing before we complete the
Okay,
signatures.
that's fine.
So, the next order of business is submission of the watershed compliance reports and revised cover letter to the Cape Cod Commission. As you recall, last week we voted on 4 watersheds. We excluded, because of the conversation, the Pleasant Bay watershed. And at that meeting, we instructed David Young to put together the Pleasant Bay watershed compliance report, which he has done, and it is in the packet. David noted that the question that Peter Hughes had asked, do the numbers match what's in the CWMP and match Pleasant Bay Alliance's numbers and their MEP numbers, and the answer was yes. He is still waiting for some data from Carol Ridley and her engineer, but he said that the numbers do match, and he'll get us the rest of the information as soon as he hears back from Carol.
Do we need to approve this tonight because of timing?
We do.
Yes.
We could potentially hold off, but our report would not be in time if we don't.
Well, I move that we approve the report as presented, covering all 4 areas, 5 areas. Sorry.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the watershed compliance reports and revised cover letter to the Cape Cod Commission. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, I moved to adjourn.
Sure.
All right, we are adjourned. Now we sign.